Welcome to the RSVP Northern Virginia podcast, where each week we'll take a look at some of the outstanding volunteer opportunities available to seniors in our area. I'm your host, Rob Payne, an outreach assistant with RSVP. Hello, welcome to the very first RSVP Northern Virginia podcast. Today we have with us Nadia Hoonan, the program manager for RSVP. Welcome, Nadia.
Hello. Thank you, Rob.
And we also have with us the volunteer specialist, Carly Hubicki. Hi, Carly.
Hello, thank you.
Thanks for being here today. So we'd like to this is our first podcast, and we just sort of like to give people a general idea what RSVP Northern Virginia is. Could you give people an idea of exactly what the program is and what its purpose is?
So RSVP Northern Virginia is a local program here in Northern Virginia. We have our service areas cover Fairfax, Arlington, and Alexandria, and it stands for the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. So we recruit volunteers that are 55 or better, and we place them in a lot of different meaningful opportunities all throughout Northern Virginia. It's very personalizable, very flexible, and we are just looking to get people connected and out there volunteering in the area.
Great, wonderful. Why is it so important, Carly, for seniors to volunteer?
So it's important for seniors because a lot of the time they do have a little bit more time on their hands, but more importantly, they just have a wealth of knowledge that they can tap into to really help the community out and give back. Additionally, it's been proven that it actually has health benefits for seniors to volunteer. So it's always great to get out there and do something good for someone else.
That's excellent. And what specific requirements, if any, are needed to be an RSVP volunteer?
So to be an RSVP volunteer, we ask that you're 55 or older in order to be part of the program because it is part of a federal initiative. And we also ask that you come to an orientation, typically about an hour long, to learn a little bit more about the essentials of the program and kind of the process of getting involved. And we also ask that you come with a driver's license or some sort of governmental issued ID so that we can just go ahead and verify who you are, once again, given that it's a federal program, so that we can just determine that right away, and you have a one-on-one interview and you get started.
Well, that sounds easy enough. What are some of the opportunities? I've been told there's a great array of opportunities available to RSVP volunteers. Could you describe just some of them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So like you said, we have lots of different opportunities, so we can definitely find something that matches up with everyone. More specifically, we have opportunities that involve transportation, so taking people to the grocery store or to medical appointments that couldn't otherwise get there. We have meal delivery opportunities, so delivering meals. And then we also have an emergency response team for volunteers interested to get involved with that and get trained to be at the ready for any disaster that would occur. We also just have some kind of random opportunities like gardening or tutoring or just all sorts of things.
Excellent. That's great. Now, there are a lot of, I think, Nadia, you told me once there's something like 3,000 nonprofits that all need volunteers in Northern Virginia, Fairfax County alone, and there are other volunteer hubs that do things similar to what RSVP does as far as put people in places. But what's special about RSVP compared to other volunteer organizations?
I think the difference with our program is the fact that we do encompass such a large area, once again being Fairfax, Arlington, and Alexandria. And as opposed to, the volunteer doing their own research, looking for those very initial organizations and kind of tapping out that list of where they could volunteer, we're able to provide a lot more opportunities to connect them with. Oftentimes volunteers come to us, and when they find out about the different organizations that we work with, they realize that there is so much need in Northern Virginia. There's so much out there to do, and it opens up a whole new array of different opportunities. And also, aside from that personalized matching, and we're also very flexible with your schedule, especially with retired volunteers. We understand that the schedule is a little bit more sensitive, so we try to match you up with opportunities that align well with that. We also do provide benefits as well, so we cover you with supplemental volunteer insurance. We do offer mileage and meal reimbursement, and we have other social events as well to recognize our volunteers.
And just to follow up on that, if I do have a busy schedule, is there a minimum amount of hours I have to volunteer a week or a month or?
So we ask that you volunteer at least once a year, but we do have a variety of opportunities where you can volunteer on an ongoing basis. So, if that's every day of the week or every week, or if you just want to pop in for a small service project once a month or once every other month, we have so many different opportunities that I'm very confident in saying that we can find something that matches with your schedule.
Excellent. And Carly, I know you organize and run the orientations. Do you have some orientations coming up later in the month and into early November?
Yes, we do. So we have 2 orientations every month. So at the end of October, we'll be having one in Alexandria, and then November we will be in Reston and Arlington. But to get more information on those, you can go on our website at rsvpnova.org, and all of our orientations are listed there, and that is where you can get signed up.
That's great. And we wanted to add that this is our first podcast, and this is a new thing for us. We'd like to enlist your help, those of you listening, to name the podcast. So if you can either email Carly, and her email is also on the website, or you can go on our Facebook page, which is a great way to keep up with our events, and give us your suggestion. And the winner we'll name in probably a month or so. We'll get an RSVP t-shirt and maybe some other goodies. So we'd really like your help, and any suggestions that you can give us, or any questions you have for Carly or Nadia about this program. We'd like to incorporate those questions and answers into in a future podcast. So thank you very much for being here today, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. Be sure to join us every Wednesday for a new edition of the RSVP Northern Virginia podcast. For more information on RSVP Northern Virginia, to learn about some of our upcoming volunteer opportunities, please visit our website at www.rsvpnova.org. On behalf of Nadia Hoonan and Carly Hubicki, thank you again for joining us. And remember, RSVP Northern Virginia, matching great volunteers with great opportunities.